My fiancé's friends joked at dinner. Don't worry, she's got a backup plan if you mess up. While she laughed and nodded, I smiled. Smart planning. Then I went home and researched prenup attorneys. When I presented her with a prenup that protected everything I owned, she realized her backup plan had nothing to back up to. I, 32 male, was cutting into an overpriced steak when my fiancé's 29 best friend dropped the bomb that ended my engagement. We were at dinner with her 3 closest friends, the loud ones who constantly post if he wanted to, he would. Memes and call each other queen. Wedding was supposed to be next summer. I own my house outright. Bought it 6 years ago for 220 Ks. Now worth about 380 Qley. I'm a mechanical engineer making good money. She works in marketing, pulls in maybe 52 gith. Her friend who just finalized her divorce was going on about her settlement. Real estate agent, always bragging. Girl, I cleaned up. Got the condo, half his 401k and spousal support. My lawyer was a pit bull. Everyone laughed. My fiancée smiled into her wine glass. Another friend pointed her fork at me. See, this is why you need a backup plan, just in case he messes up. My fiancée nodded. Actually nodded. Oh, I definitely have one. They all cracked up like it was the funniest thing they'd ever heard. I kept eating, smiled. Smart planning, but my brain was doing calculations. My house bought 6 years before I met her. My retirement accounts built since I was 23. My savings. My paid-off car. My inheritance from my grandfather sitting in a separate account, 78ers, all mine before she existed in my life. And she had a backup plan. The friend leaned in, wine drunk and loud. My cousin got screwed in her divorce because she didn't think ahead. Guy cheated. She couldn't prove financial contribution. Walked away with nothing. Don't be her. Trust me, my fiancée said. I'm not walking away empty-handed if things go south. More laughing, more toasting. I smiled wider. Good thinking. Drove home. She was tipsy, happy, talking about wedding flowers. I made appropriate noises. Inside, I was ice cold. Next morning, I called in sick to work. Spent the entire day researching family law attorneys. Update 1. Consultations with 3 different attorneys over the next week. All said basically the same thing, but the third one, this sharp woman in her 50s, laid it out best. Everything you earned or bought before marriage is separate property. The house, the inheritance, the retirement accounts you built before you met her, all separate. The problem is commonling. If she moves in, pays utilities, contributes to household expenses, she might argue she's entitled to appreciation or equity. A prenup shuts that down. How ironclad can we make it? Very, as long as it's done right. She needs independent counsel. Can't be signed under duress. At least 60 days before the wedding, 90 to be safe. What can I protect? Everything you want. Your house stays yours. Any appreciation yours. Inheritance yours. Retirement accounts built before marriage, yours. We specify separate accounts during marriage. No alimony unless the marriage hits 15 years. We can even add an infidelity clause. If either party cheats, they forfeit claims to the other's separate property. Make it bulletproof. Cost me $3,800 up front, best money I ever spent. The prenup was 12 pages, covered everything. My house, my money, my assets, all protected. Anything we bought together during marriage would be split fairly. But what was mine before her stayed mine after her. I brought it up casually over dinner at home. Made her favorite chicken marsala. Hey, been thinking about something? She looked up. What? Remember your friends joking about backup plans? She laughed. Oh God, they're so dramatic. You're not still thinking about that? Actually, yeah. Got me thinking we should do a prenup. Keep everything clean. Her smile died. A prenup? Yep, you've got your backup plan. I should probably have some protection too. I was kidding about that. Were you? Because you said you'd thought it through and you weren't walking away empty-handed. That doesn't sound like kidding. Silence. You're serious right now. Dead serious. She put her fork down. This is... Wow. We're planning a wedding and you're planning a divorce. I'm planning for the possibility that your backup plan becomes necessary. Seems fair. I can't believe this. You don't trust me. I don't trust the woman who openly admitted to having a plan for when I mess up. Yeah, that was a joke. Then signing a prenup that protects what I already owned before you showed up should be easy. She stood up. I need to talk to my friends. Take your time. She left. My phone started exploding almost immediately. Her friends in the group chat. Red flag behavior. He's controlling you. This is financial abuse. I left the group chat, poured a drink, waited. She came home late. I was reading in bed. My friends think you're manipulating me. Your friends aren't marrying me. This prenup is insulting. Reading it or just reacting? I'll get a lawyer to look at it. Good idea, I'll pay for the consultation. She stared at me. Why are you being like this? Like what? Like a guy who heard his fiancée admit she's got a plan to take his stuff if things don't work out. Weird. That bothers me, right? You're twisting my words. I'm repeating them. Sign or don't. But there's no wedding without it. Her face went white. You'd call off the wedding over this. You'd refuse to sign paperwork that protects property I owned for 6 years before we met. One of us is calling it off. Choose. She went to a lawyer consultation, came back furious. Your prenup is insane. How so? It basically says I get nothing. It says you keep what's yours, I keep what's mine, and we split anything we build together. That's fair. Your house is worth $380, which I bought 6 years before I met you and paid off myself. Why would you get half? Because I'll be living there, living there rent-free because there's no mortgage. You're welcome to contribute to utilities and groceries, which we'll split, but the house stays mine. That's not how marriage works. It's how this marriage works, or there is no marriage. She tried tears next. Baby, this makes me feel like you think I'm a gold digger. I don't think you're a gold digger. I think you're someone who admitted to planning for the divorce before the wedding. I'm just making sure your plan doesn't include my house. I was joking. Sign the prenup and prove it. She called her mom. Her mom called me screaming. You're destroying my daughter. She's devastated. She can be devastated with a signed prenup or single, her choice. How dare you? She loves you. Great. Then she'll have no problem signing paperwork that protects what I owned before I loved her. Click. The next few weeks she tried everything. Crying, yelling, silent treatment. Suddenly being super affectionate and suggesting we forget about all this. I didn't budge. Then she played her real card. Fine, I'll sign your prenup, but I want something. What? Add my name to the house deed. Prove you're actually committed to this marriage. I laughed out loud. Absolutely not. Why not? Because the prenup explicitly protects my house as separate property. Adding you to the deed contradicts that. Then I'm not signing. Then there's no wedding. You're throwing away 2 years over paperwork. You're walking away from marriage because you can't have my house in a divorce. Really makes me wonder what your backup plan was. Her face went red. Gotcha. She left, stayed with her friend for days, came back with a new lawyer, expensive-looking woman with a designer bag. They sat at my table. The lawyer spoke first. My client has concerns about this agreement. Listening. The infidelity clause is punitive. It's standard. If she doesn't cheat, it won't matter. The alimony restriction is unreasonable. She makes her own money. I'm not her retirement plan. The house appreciation clause. The house stays mine, non-negotiable. The lawyer looked at my fiancé. He's not budging. My fiancé's voice cracked. Can we at least remove the infidelity clause? Something clicked. Why do you want that removed so badly? Because it's insulting. You'd only lose claims to my stuff if you cheated. You'd keep what's yours. So why does it bother you? Silence. Unless there's a reason you're worried about that clause. There's no reason. You're being paranoid. The lawyer packed up. I advise you not to sign this. After they left, I sat in my quiet house and realized she was never going to sign. She'd been stalling, hoping I'd cave or forget or give up. The backup plan wasn't for if I messed up. It was the plan all along. Update 2. I canceled the wedding the next day. View lost $2,000. Caterer, $800. Photographer, florist, DJ. Total about $4,500 in deposits gone. Best money I ever spent. Texted her, wedding's off. You have until the end of the month to move out. She showed up an hour later with all 3 friends. Came in like some kind of intervention squad. You can't just cancel. Already did. We need to talk about this. No, we don't. She refused the prenup. No prenup, no wedding, no reason to live in my house. My now ex-fiancé was crying. Please forget the prenup. We can work this out. Nope. You had months. You brought in an expensive lawyer to negotiate. You asked me to put you on my deed. That told me everything. What does that mean? It means your backup plan was getting access to my assets and now you're not. Her real estate friend got in my face. She deserves security. She has security, her job, her savings. What she doesn't deserve is my house that I paid for 6 years before I met her. That's not how marriage works. It's not how this marriage was going to work. But now there is no marriage. My ex tried again. Baby, I'll sign whatever you want, please. Too late. You showed me exactly who you are. You don't want a partner. You want a pension plan. That's not true. Then why did you ask to be on the deed? Why did your lawyer try to kill the infidelity clause? Why refuse to sign something that literally just protects what was mine before you? Crickets. Yeah, you've got 3 weeks. I physically walked them to the door and closed it. My phone exploded. Texts from her friends calling me every name. Her mom threatening legal action. Random relatives telling me I'm making a mistake. Blocked everyone except my own family. She tried showing up at my office. Security removed her. She actually called my boss claiming I was withholding her belongings. I'd already packed everything neatly in the garage. Then she hired another attorney, sent a demand letter about illegal eviction. My lawyer laughed. She's a guest, no lease. You gave 30 days notice, they have nothing. The threat went away, but she wasn't done. She filed a police report claiming I'd stolen her jewelry. Cops showed up. I showed them texts where she confirmed taking all her jewelry when she left. They left. She tried to claim my car was partially hers because she'd paid for oil changes twice. My lawyer sent documentation that I'd owned the car for 8 years. That died too. She told people I'd been financially abusive during the relationship. I had bank statements showing we split everything 50-50. That narrative collapsed. Then her dad showed up. Big guy thought he'd intimidate me. You owe my daughter money for the wedding. I paid the deposits. She contributed 0. She owes me nothing. I owe her nothing. She gave up her apartment to move in. Her lease was ending. She moved in to save money. Has lived here rent-free for 9 months. She's not owed compensation for that. You're trash. I'm trash who still owns his house. Get off my property. They took her stuff that day. She sobbed through the whole thing. I felt nothing. Started hearing things through mutual friends. She'd been keeping in touch with her ex-boyfriend during our engagement, meeting for coffee. Just friends. Nothing physical supposedly, but enough to explain why she wanted the infidelity clause gone. The backup plan wasn't just financial. She literally had a backup guy. Then came the final play. Her new attorney sent a letter claiming quantum meruit, basically arguing she was owed money for contributing to household maintenance during the relationship. My lawyer's response was beautiful. Itemized every utility bill split 50-50. Every grocery receipt split evenly. Asked what exactly she contributed that wasn't already compensated. Attached bank statements showing I'd paid for every date, every vacation, every nice dinner. Never heard back. Found out later she's living with her parents. Her friend group imploded after 2 of them started dating the same guy. Her expensive attorney dropped her when she couldn't pay. She sent one final message from a new number. I hope you're happy you destroyed us over money. I replied, I protected myself from someone who admitted to having a backup plan. You destroyed us by having one. Blocked. My mom asked if I regretted it. Not even a little. My dad was more direct, smart. She wanted your house, not you. Last week, she tried to friend request me on social media with a long message attached about how she'd made mistakes and wants to talk. Ignored. Blocked. Found out through a friend that she's been telling people I tricked her with the prenup and manipulated her into refusing it so I could call off the wedding and keep her deposits. The deposits she never paid. The logic is insane, but it tracks. Woman who plans a backup plan before the wedding probably isn't great at accountability. I'm repainting the bedroom. She'd picked this awful beige. Going with navy blue. My house, my rules. Someone asked if I'll ever get married. Maybe. But only to someone who doesn't need a backup plan. Someone who wants to build something together. Not take what I already built. Until then, I'm good. Got my house, got my savings, got my inheritance untouched, got my retirement accounts protected, got my peace of mind. And I have a fiancée whose friends joke about her backup plan for taking my stuff. To anyone considering marriage, if they talk about backup plans, believe them. If they refuse a fair prenup, believe that too. If they try to get on your deed before the wedding, run. Your assets aren't their safety net. Your hard work isn't their retirement fund. Your house isn't their plan B. Get the prenup. And if they won't sign it, thank them for showing you who they are before it's too late. Best $4,500 in lost deposits I ever spent. The house is quiet. It's mine. And that's exactly how it should be.